umeshindwa kubadilisha. I got to go, kakuwe, I let you go. Mukwano numya, pete ya rusini nayo kidole, nilikupenda my baby sorry, utapata mwengine don't you worry. Watoto tumezaa tuna wote yale, tulipanga mimi na wewe milele, lakini nini unanichanganya. Maisha wote wawili tulipanga, shida ni nyingi hatujakusana. Haingekuwa hivyo unapenda upendi mpenzi tuachane na hivyo. Unaniumiza sana, ninateseka ndani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go, kangende, I let you go. Sitaweza, nimevumilia sana, utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha. I got to go, kakuwe, I let you go. Mukwano unaniumiza sana, ninateseka ndani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go, kangende, I let you go. Sitaweza, nimevumilia sana, utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha. I got to go, kakuwe, I let you go. Mukwano unaniumiza unayempenda sana popote alipo, haitweza beli, atakula za mtu anakula zake zipo. Nipe changu nami nikupe chako, kama unipendi hilo ni pako. We got a lot of issues to settle, pamoja twende mseto. Love me baby, I will love you back. Scratch my back, I will scratch your back. Not this way unapenda upendi. Unaniumiza sana, ninateseka ndani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go, kangende, I let you go. Sitaweza, nimevumilia sana, utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha. I got to go, kakuwe, I let you go. Mukwano unaniumiza sana, ninateseka ndani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go, kangende, I let you go. Sitaweza, nimevumilia sana, utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha. I got to go, kakuwe, I let you go. Mukwano nunya. Together, mimi na wewe tuwe forever. Ni yetu, mimi na wewe na watoto wetu. Tupambane shida zote za nyumbani tuzimalize now. Girl, every woman for a man. Love me, I love you, back and out what I want. Girl, it's another tune that me sing about a tune and this one girl. Girl, never worry about it. Every time you come up, I'm gonna sweet it. This man, bunny man, music unaniumiza sana, ninateseka ndani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go, kangende, I let you go. Sitaweza, nimevumilia sana, utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha. I got to go, kakuwe, I let you go. Mukwano unaniumiza sana, ninateseka ndani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go, kangende, I let you go. Sitaweza, simbiling biling bang bang banang bang. I got to go, let you go. I got to go. Unaniumiza sana, ninateseka ndani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go, kangende, I let you go. Sitaweza, nimevumilia sana, utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha. I got to go, kakuwe, I let you go. Mukwano unaniumiza sana, ninateseka ndani moyoni.
Welcome on the official news outlet of the Liberia Public Radio.com, LPR. Welcome on the official news outlet of the Liberia Public Radio.com, LPR. Welcome on the official news outlet of the Liberia Public Radio.com, LPR.
Good evening, folks. Samson to Liberia Public Radio. We're just going to go ahead. We're a little bit late here tonight. Very seriously late. I'm on an hour late. But anyway, happy 26th. My 26th on y'all, my people. Y'all try and give me your 26. Y'all give me 26 too now. But we will do a different thing here tonight. I want to, first of all, say thank God we have it again. We're here again. Thank God for the life. We thank God for everything that He continued to give us and that He has given us. We appreciate it. Thank you. Folks, tonight program, let me just quickly go on to show you here what I'm doing, of course. This is Dr. Weir, President of the Republic of Liberia. Let me go strictly to my program here tonight. It's going to be a very juicy one. If you miss it, you're going to miss something, folks. First of all, let me go on to all my brothers and sisters in the diaspora and also back home. I want to congratulate all of you as Liberians. I want to say thank you, my brothers and sisters. Thank you very much. And July 26th is here with this done with. Our brothers and sisters was able to celebrate, and we said thank God we have it. And there was no, why here and there. Everything went well. We said thank God. But let me just throw a little bit of politics into it before I go into my serious subject matter here tonight. And I'm not going to do that, but because I was there during the inaugural program, I was there live, broadcasting live, and also as a spectator. And the stadium, that's my first time going to SK. I wasn't even in Montreal when they built SKD Stadium anyway. So, but that was my first time going there. When I left Liberia, the only stadium that I know was Anthony Tatman Stadium, where I play ball myself. But anyway, that's besides the point. How come my bald hair shining yet and all that? Yeah, so I'm good. Y'all come from here. What my wife there, so she can clean my hair. Samson too. I thought I'd just throw it in there. But I don't know, folks. She doesn't clean my hair, please. The only thing she can do is beat me up. No, she take care of my kids and myself. I'm one of her kids anyway. So let's put it that way. But let me move on. So when I was at the stadium, I have some video here. One of these days, I will put the video together because we were there videotaping and stuff. And it was a very interesting crowd. The place was filled. The whole stadium was filled. There was no space to sit. We, the media personalities and what have you, they had all by the stadium on the field. But the whole area was filled except for except for the seat that are immediately behind the podium on the gathering or whatever. So they had to put them on the stadium wing, as we called it in those days. But what I'm trying to say here, like I said, I'm going to go a little bit politics here. What I'm going to say here is that the crowd today was not as huge as they were. Now, if there's any indication, if we're going to go with Donald Trump crowd size, then we have issues. Let me just put it to you straightly. And I also want to say, if what happened in the crowd is an indication, then I think this government need to change course. Because when they came in during the inaugural program, the crowd was there for change and hope. And today's program, the stadium was pretty much not as packed as it's supposed to be. Is there any indication that Liberians are somehow thinking twice, then Dr. Weir and his people need to change course? Go to the people of the Republic of Liberia, ask questions. What am I doing wrong? Is there something that you want me to change? Have the conversation with the Liberian people. And they will tell you, they're not going to hide it from you. You're popular, doctor. You're not going to lose any election. You will always win, but don't take that for granted. Don't take that for granted, because there are people that continue to chip away your popularity from one point to another. So I will always ask you, if I have this opportunity to come to the mic, I will continue to ask you to engage. Whether I engage COP or whether I engage Liberian people, I will always ask you to engage. So let me move on. I'm going to take a little bit step backward here tonight. And because one of the things that I like to do, and I also do it in my own personal life, is to sit down and say, where am I? Where was I? How did I get here? What are some of the things that I didn't do right? So that the next time, as I continue to go, I'm growing every day. As I continue to grow in Jesus, as I'm continuing to grow in my own personal life, what is it that I'm doing that perhaps is not suitable for my own life? And I take to take stock of what is happening. And I will do that for the Republic of Liberia here tonight, folks. The situation in Liberia, what we have right now, is not conducive and is not going to hold. If we continue to go at each other the way we're doing, it's not going to hold. And one of the things here is when the opposition, Mr. Cummings, was asked to join, and he refused. And he didn't just say, no, I'm not coming. He said, I cannot celebrate with the leaders of this country when my people are suffering. Yeah, people can say that's politics. But what part of that language that is not true, though? Are the people not suffering? But then you can ask, well, but the people themselves want to celebrate. Yes, most likely. But they are not all Liberians that are out for celebration right now. So perhaps let those who want to celebrate, the opportunity is there. You have your celebration. Those who want to stay alone with the people who they think they're suffering, let them go ahead and soothe the pains of the Liberians that are suffering, that they consider suffering. So that's fine. That's fine. But what I'm saying is we cannot continue to go this route for the next 5.5 years. That's going to be very, very difficult to maintain. It's going to be very difficult to maintain. And I will always say, those who are in power should be the one to open their arms, to be the one to open their hands, and don't fold their hand as though they're getting ready to fight at all times. And I predicted this about 6 months or so ago. Within the next year or so, those who are around Dr. Weir that continue to not explain what is happening in the country, but continue to talk as though they're still in the campaign mode, continue to look for enemies, anything anybody say, criticize, or anything, you're not a good person, you're enemy of the state. Those kinds of people would not survive the next go around. So I think they will do something. They're most likely going to have to put them aside and bring in patriotic Liberians. Not that they are not patriotic Liberians, but they will bring in opposition from different sides so that we will get this ball going. If Dr. Weir fails to do that and continue to count on those who he think are his friends, then I think we're asking for serious issues, not war issues or what have you, but I think we're asking for problems so that we will not be able to solve certain things in our country. Because you can only be able to solve things if you have everyone on board. Let them understand those that are coming must be told you are the captain, and if anybody don't want to work with you because you are the captain, they can excuse themselves. That I won't even push that. But however, I will push the line of unity. I will continue to do that. And let's go back a little bit here tonight, folks. In the last 2 days or so, I've been reading some old book. This young man who video I played here the other day, Sekou. He's a comedian, but he I was surprised. His knowledge of history. His knowledge of history was very surprising to me. For somebody who grew up in Zwedru, not that people from Zwedru don't know history, but for somebody who grew up in Zwedru, and to know deep history of our country, I was surprised. But then again, he's a learned man. He knows a lot. He's educated. So Sekou is a good guy. He's educated. Okay, so I'm not that surprised. But when I saw something, I said, let me go do some research. So this is what I've done, folks. Samson told LeBron Pabrito. We already say thank you and congratulations to Liberia for the well-deserved celebration of July 26th, Independence Day. We appreciate it, but there are other brothers and sisters that are not quite up to par to celebrate with us. And so we say, okay, we understand. This is the time the government should do everything so that every one of us will be able to celebrate next year. Please. Let's move on. Samson told LeBron Pabrito, folks. It's a very serious issue here. Very serious issue. We'll do a little history here tonight. The first thing I want to do is do this. As a civil engineer, as you know, I'm not too sure if you know that. But who cares if I'm I ain't got nothing to do with like remember that my wife they're waiting for before they will survive. Please, don't keep that your civil engineer business to yourself, man. Who cares? So why would anybody be calling me under this? Okay, decline. Oh, that was 227. It's too late anyway. It's time of day. You call me for work. You're joking. You ain't get me. My mom said I'm not work. Too late. But anyway, let me go on. Let me go on a very serious note, folks. Samson told LeBron Pabrito. Let me go on seriously. I'm gonna be showing something here. Like I said, as an engineer, when I come on here, and whatever opportunity that I have, I tend to talk about the roads and how bad the roads are. Here is what I find out during my research. These are Liberians lady from the Basel Gola Belt, and these people. Folks, if you read and do some serious history, you will have the pain you're going to go through when these were ladies that were used to build Montreal Kakata Highway. I mean, not Vietnamese time or something, but those days in the 20s when they were building, the road didn't just get up and the people start paving it. No, It was a rough road before then. But the ladies were there to build it. And according to the story, this is sad. The young man, and before I go into that, let me put my foot in my mouth here a little bit. I'm Samson too. I'm not afraid of controversy, whatever. The Manigo people in Liberia, they are just as Liberian as any other tribe in Liberia. I say so. What I've been reading, these people suffer for Liberia like any other tribe in Liberia. So please spare me that who come from where and who come from where. If that's the case, I'm from Ivory Coast myself. I'm not even a Liberian, I'm Ivorian. If you want to do that, let's go that way and see how far we're going to go with it. By the way, that's besides the point. But what I'm going to be doing here tonight, I just want to give you a taste of what I'm going to be talking about. These ladies, they mix vibe, Gola, Bassa, Mandingo, and they all mix them up. And the reason that you see these sticks they have in their hand, in today's what they call it a temper, but they're not made out of steak. Today's they made it out of steel post with a heavy base, and you use that and pound the roll as you go, and that's is to tempt the roll. Now they have a machine that go boom 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 and tempt the machine and tempt the roll, so that you can get good compaction. But these ladies were used to compact the roll. You know why? According to the story, because there was no men, no boys in the area where they got this lady from. All of the men and the boys and the old men were sent out to St. Peter, where they were doing slavery at the time. And so when the government, they used to have a forced labor in Liberia. And they also, they rejected that, but that was the finding. That they used to take people to Gabon, Liberians to Gabon. They called it French Gabon at the time, but to work on plantation. And they pay Liberian government officials for Liberian, and they were not getting them from the American Liberians, or no, they were getting them from the interior. You know who suffered the most? And the folks that are around the coastal and the Bassa, Sino, the Crew, and the Gribble. The Gribble suffered the most because they at that time, the superintendent they had, Yancey, he purposely decided to not to kill, but to have these people work until they can work no more. It's bad, and we'll go into that. But I just want to show you that. And then let me just show you another video, not video, and I'm not going to do video yet. Let me just show you another clip. Here is in the early 50s, late 50s, early 60s, Tutman and Tower. And if you go down the line, folks, I'm not trying to bring back Concord country business, but these are history. And in time like this, where we're celebrating our independence, what have we gotten? Where are we? What can we show for ourselves? Well, then you say, well, Mr. Toll, look at you. You're in America. You got your degree and stuff like that. Well, thank God. But is that all? What's about the brothers and sisters? What's about the land itself, Liberia? Why do I have to travel all the way to America for a decent education? Why couldn't I have done that in Town Town? Is there anything stopping me? And not just Town Town, folks, all over Liberia. Why? However, and I'm talking about history, I will read that here tonight. Most of these people pictures that you've seen over there, their kids were going to good schools, where most of the indigenous sons, and specifically sons, were working in Firestone. I have a Firestone video here. I'm not going to be here long tonight. I'm going to go ahead and put some more stuff together. I'm going to go deep into it. Okay? So let me now show you something quickly. One of the things that they were doing to us, okay, and they find out very quickly that they can do, and they were successful in doing that, and that is putting us against each other. I don't know why it is with us Liberians. Once somebody say, go do this to Samson Tor, even if you're from Totan, you will be willing to do it. You would not ask question. Nothing. No question asked. I told you guys before, and here is one of the things that when I got into this, I really, really got involved. I grew up in Totan. Totan was the chiefdom seat for BI Chiefdom, Boston District, Grand Union County. And Zlatan was the seat for the district, Bison District, and all the commissioners and stuff, they stayed there. So when I was little, I didn't have no clue. I think I told you guys a story before where my mom and I was stopped in Glory, where my mom had to show our tax. Other than that, there were some people that were not even able to leave. Okay? But when I was growing up in Totan, there were certain things that I saw in Totan, and I just couldn't understand that. Here we are, we all spoke the same dialect. We know each other parents very well. Intermarried to from one town to another. But when it comes to taxes, and an individual is unable to pay his taxes, the kinds of treatment that person would get in Totan, it was unbelievable. Let me describe some of the treatment they would get. They will bring them into town. When they bring them to town, from the gate, as they're coming to town, they're not walking, they're running because somebody have their hand behind their back running with them, pushing them. And you know right away, once they start pushing people, bringing them in the middle of the town, you know that tax business. But one of the things my mom used to do, and I will continue to say this, she always, wherever she did, whether she go to way up in the forest for people to carry meat for her, when she sell it, she always have $10. She said, until I die in the town, I will always have $10. So in case they bring somebody that I know, even if I don't know them, but I don't want to sit here for somebody to suffer. And if she's in town and somebody's child is brought to you won't stay long in the sun. But what they used to do was this. They bring you into town and you don't have your $10 hot tax, or you're not able to pay your tax. So they take you in the middle of the town. And I still remember it as I'm talking right now, because now I went to Total recently, things have changed. But those days, they have those rocks, sedimental rocks. Sedimental rocks, those are sharp rocks. You can make them into flint and make them into spear or whatever. But they put those together, 3 pyramids, and they make you to kneel down in it and put your hand behind your back and look up in the sun. The messenger is in the shade. When you see you close your eye, he can't hit you. Open your eye. You don't pay your tax. Another thing they used to do, they have 2 stakes, and they put it on your shin, in the middle of your shin, and tie one side, and they will keep squeezing it, turning, and you hear the person yelling. They're doing this so that somebody will pay for that, for him or her. For him. That's in Town. In Town. And when those taxes are collected, the chiefs in Town, the town chiefs in Town, don't want, because I know some of the chiefs' son, we go to school together, we all used to wear dirty clothes. So if the people are taking people money, their children, they will not wear dirty clothes. But as they take the money, in fact, the district commissioner in Zlatan was not even from Grand Union County. He was from the Maria settlement. I don't want to name a name because there are a lot of people who name after him. So I don't want to name here, but we know who they are. Okay? And this man would take the money, go to Zvedru, report, and then the people, I don't know how they collect the money from Zvedru to Monterey. That I don't know. But the people used to get money. Okay? So it's not something this day that we're supposed to celebrate. Let us try to reflect a little bit. What have we gotten? What exactly that over the years that we have gotten? A lot of people have died so that some of us will get better life. But must they die in order for us to get better life? Yeah, you say, but Mr. Toy, revolution, that's what happened. Fine. But this is not how it's supposed to be. Now, here we are. We got students stuck over there in Morocco. We have situation in Monrovia right now where the exchange rate is so high. Common food in Monrovia, a lot of people not getting it. We've been here for a while now. League of Nations, when it was formed back in the early 30 or so, the first one, okay, let me just go on here. Just stay with me here tonight, please. Okay, January 1920, actually, founding members. Okay, 1920, 1921, 22, when it started forming, Liberia was one of the founding members of League of Nations, including Ethiopia, was the only two countries from Africa, or two states from Africa that joined the League of Nations. There were other countries from Europe that joined, but they decided they didn't want to, when Hitler started shaking things up, they started resigning from League of Nations. League of Nations, you know what League of Nations is now? United Nations. Liberia is a founding member of that GIS body. That big United Nations building you see there in Washington, in New York. Liberia is a founding member. So in the 20 or 30 or so, there's been the news were coming from Monrovia. Okay, first of all, they issue, and let me go on here. Let's show you. See that? It's a commissioner that was set up to do some inquiry in Monrovia in 1930. So what happened? Liberia is settled by free slaves. And so when the news started spreading all over the world that Liberia was selling slaves, people like, you can't be serious. These people themselves suffered the issue of slavery. And they have the government. And you're telling us that they're selling? It can't be true. So they put a commissioner together to go and investigate. I have the summary of the investigation. I was reading it in the last 2 days with tears rolling down my eyes. The people from the Maryland area, they suffer, my people. They suffer. And they are suffering, they didn't just suffer. The women, the boys specifically, and the old men, they suffer. Beat them. Because they wanted, Janssen wanted people to go to Fernando Po to go and do plantation work. And if you don't, if your chief, you don't produce 400-500 people, you get a problem. They had to come out with the statement to the people that when you go, you will get paid. There was some that were getting paid, but not regularly. Let me read something. I'll play you some. I'll play you some video here. Let me read this here. The International Commission of Inquiry. Okay, this is a 1930 Inquiry Commission to Liberia. The International Commission of Inquiry into the existing of slavery and forced labor in the Republic of Liberia was asked for not by the League of Nations but by the Liberians at the instigation of those people that speak BB words, the instigation of the United States government. Now, another interesting thing about the League of Nations, America are not part of the League of Nations from the beginning. Only Liberia. So Liberia has seniority when it comes to who gets in and who out. So let me just make that point clear. the United States government, when they heard that, they said, no, it can't be true. Free slave, we've been fighting civil war and all the kind of thing to free slave in America. Then they're going to go over there and sell people. It can't be true. So they decided to look into it. And the members of the commission were Dr. Shibo Christie, Chairman, Professor Charles Songon Johnson of Frick's University, Nashville, Tennessee, and Mr. Arthur Barclay, an ex-president of Liberia. So these people decided to go and investigate. And they went in the interior to do their investigation. And they were doing some serious asking questions. But from their questioning, the line of questioning, people started wondering, why is it that in Liberia we will have something like that? For what reason? Then it down on to some of the investigators to say, the people that are in Monrovia cannot come on the side here for control. So who do they use? They use the same brothers and sisters that are from the interior. They set them aside and put them in frontier or whatever. Let me play this video here. And this video is just to show you, and I put my brother music to it as well. But let's watch this. This is a army of Liberia those days in the early 20s, late 30s, early 20s. Let's watch it. They call this one here, the video I'm going to be showing you now. This is barracks on, what street they say it was? Camp Johnson Road Barracks. I'm not too sure whether they used to have Camp Johnson Road Barracks, but that's way before my time. But let's play it. Let's play it. It's not long. Let's play it.
Soldier mama, who born soldier oh mama, who born soldier mama, who born soldier oh mama. Say the little woman you see so, that she born a soldier. I say the country woman you lapa, that she born a soldier. Who born soldier mama, who born soldier oh mama, who born soldier mama, who born soldier oh mama. I say the little woman you see so, that she born a soldier. I say the country woman you lapa, that she born a soldier. From 1847 to 1980, from 1847 to 1980. Some people say soldier be foolish man, other people say soldier be noble man. But when Master Sergeant came to power, 1980, soldier become minister. Soldier become council member, soldier become ambassador, soldier become superintendent. How you got them? We are gentlemen. Oh, how you got them? We are gentlemen. Oh, how you got them? We are gentlemen.
There you have it. There you have it. I just show you that. I've got more I'm going to be showing, not today, but I'm going to do this show from time to time. So let me read some more from the, in fact, this particular commission was set up when Yancey was the vice president and President King, I believe it's Charles D.B. King was the president. But because of this report, they both resigned. Okay, but let me read something here that is very interesting. Their investigation finds, the finding, this is just the finding, the conclusion of their investigation. Whether and what leading citizen of the country participated herein, okay? The commission finds that there has been no evidence that the leading citizen of the country participated in domestic slavery. So they say, the report, even the report itself, the black guy that came from the United States to go over there, he was a little bit lenient. But the white guy from Hero, he died in Congo. Though. I mean, from Congo, he went to Congo Brazzaville. I mean, Congo Kinshasa, but he got speared by one of the bull that he shot, and he died later. But anyway, that's besides the point. But this is what I want you to understand here. But they said they didn't find high participant from the elite. That would be an American Liberian. But this is what they found. But there is evidence that some American Liberians, folks, this is from 19. If you go on State Department website, you will be able to find what I'm reading now. Okay, but there is evidence that some American Liberians take natives as pawn, and in some instances have criminally abused the system for personal ends by taking women as pawn and using them to attract male laborers to their land. What does it mean? Folks, this thing we're talking about, these things are not nice. And you know, that's one thing about history. They're deaf to make people who will be able to listen to it go back. Now, I'm not trying to foment issue here with Concord. No, far from it. We're done with that. But we have to understand why. There are people that are talking about war crime court. All of these things people must be able to understand them. This thing that we're going through right now, cussing each other on Facebook, we didn't just start it overnight. These things been happening. And the show that I'm going to be showing specifically geared towards this particular issue here is going to be strict to that. We have people, especially the American Liberians, always find means to try to control either the indigenous people or whoever, that they always feel that they are above everyone else. Since 1980. That's when some of the native people started lifting their hair up. Up to 1980, you can't use your food to lift up your hair. They will squash it down quick. Okay? I will show you the famous prison in Liberia. I will show you here. Folks, these are things that we have to understand. I told you guys the other day, if we're going to do this war crime group in Liberia, we shouldn't rush it. Yeah, there were people that committed crimes, unbelievable crimes. They don't need to be around amount society, living society. That's fine, but we must be able to understand why. Okay, so let me go on to the next one. They say here, okay, that they abuse them system by taking the women and pawn and use them as pawn. So the men, the indigenous men will come to the women, but where they have the women at, they ain't keeping them in their own houses. Though. They keep putting them on the farm. So when you come look for a woman, then the man say, okay, you want a woman, you gotta work for me. Then you start working for the man for the woman. You see here, okay. The labor recruit by county superintendent and district commissioner, I told you before, district commissioner, for public purpose, we found in many instances has been diverted to private use on the farms and plantation of high government officials and private citizens. They're not coming to work in town. These people are not coming to come and work into, and that's why the main one that I was reading, they were talking about the whole Bassa, Kakata, that would be the day people, and they really suffer. But the people that suffer the most, according to the stuff that I was reading, are the people from Maryland and the Gribble people. Gilebo, there's another place, Barobo, especially Barobo. Barobo was a place where the people just play around. Like no human being supposed to live there. But the Gribble people, according to the story, they also did something, they fought back, except they didn't do it excessively. They have, if you're not from the countryside, you will not even know what I'm talking about. But people from the countryside, like myself, they know. They have the one big tree. They call it Sasugu tree. So the group decide, okay, the army people keep beating us, killing people here. We'll do something. So and the Sasugu tree, they're poison. So they took it. The people come in the town, they say they want meat. The first thing they get in the town, they want bag of rice, 4 or 5 bag of rice, and cow. Then the men got to cut it. But you cutting it, you're not eating it. It's one of the things, it smell no taste. You cut it, you're not eating it. Now that you cut it, you're going to take it home. Then the women come and cook for them. So the men decided to give this Sasugu stuff and put it in the soup. 2 of the army people died out of that. Let me now go back to the famous folks. This is Independence Day. We're supposed to celebrate. I understand, but let us celebrate with information that we have gone through a lot. So at least if you know you suffer a lot and you're celebrating, so you will know you have to celebrate and enjoy. So please don't question why. Let's go on. Let me show you now the Bella Yala prison in Liberia. Now, those of you that know about Bella Yala, I believe it's closed now. But growing up myself, when you hear somebody going to Bella Yala, person not coming by. That anytime when I was back home in Town, when somebody start crying, say, "Well, they send their son to Bella Yala because they know the son not coming back." That was the thing about Bella Yala those days. But what we didn't know was that Bella Yala, according to, and I will show you the video. They can send you to Bella Yala for vagrancy. You walk in the street of Morea at night, and you got no business. In other words, you from Town. You walk in the street of Morea. Now, who are you to walk the street of Morea at night? Are you from one of those? Are you Johnson? No. Who are you? You call your name. You don't sound anything like the American Liberian. You're going to Bella Yala. I will show you the video. I'm going to be playing the video. Don't dispute. Unless the people are lying. Bella Yala, what we didn't know, also were filled with political prisoners. Why would you not put political prisoners in South Beach? Why are you taking political prisoners to Bella Yala, that is supposed to be high place for you to keep the high crime people that committed crimes? Big time, they're unredeemable. But then you take political prisoner. Let's play Bella Yala, folks. I'm not gonna fool around it. You can deny all you want, but listen to these guys themselves. Samson told LIBERIA Radio. We're celebrating July 26th. What have we been? What is our history that we celebrate? You become this many year old? No, you have gone through a lot, and these are the kinds of stuff that I'm gonna be digging up. I'm not digging them up to start trouble, but I want us to understand where we're coming from, so that when we're fighting each other on Facebook, you must have reason. Remember that you're fighting each other when we are brothers and sisters, and all of us, most of us have suffered before. So let's play Bella Yala for you. Samson to LIBERIA Radio.
The most notorious is the prison camp at Bella Yala. Bella Yala is a sort of African Devil's Island, surrounded by jungle, and 3 days' walk from the nearest road. Some of the inmates are hardened criminals. Some are called security risks, and some are classified as troublemakers sent here by direct order of the president. The food allowance per prisoner is less than a nickel a day. NBC News' Robert Rogers was the first reporter ever to visit Bella Yala.
Just as I say.
What did you come here for?
Well, as they say, they charged me for security risk. Put me in jail and send me up here for security risk.
Did they tell you what security risk means?
Well, no.
How long have you been here?
I've been here since 65.
What was your offense?
I was arrested for vacancy.
Vagrancy?
Yes, sir.
Now, what does that mean?
Working late hour in the night.
How long have you been here?
From since 1965, I got to tell you.
You've been here since 1965 on a vagrancy charge?
Yes, sir.
I am sent here directly by the president. And when one is sent directly by the president, the government has to be quite strict because he doesn't want to lose his job and he doesn't want to get where I am. So he has to be quite strict himself.
You ever think about trying to escape from here?
No, I have never. Of course, I believe, frankly, I think I can escape any jail in Liberia. Except you just put me in a place and put a chain on my neck and kill me. But as the Bible says that when the leader, I think you find this in Ecclesiastes or somewhere if I'm not mistaken, I just cannot quote the book perfectly now. But it says that if you have difficulties with your leader, you must not escape because that in itself shows some sort of disobedience or some sort of envy against your leader's dissatisfaction. So I am contented with whatever punishment my leader, the president, feels that I should bear. But one thing I am citing off, I am a loyal and patriotic citizen, and I shall remain this way until death.
President Tubman frequently boasts of the peace and stability of Liberia, but he is not above using the threat of subversion to justify increasing his own powers. There has been no real trouble for years, but last October he had himself granted emergency powers, including the right to suspend the writ of habeas corpus.
There you have it. You see it? That Bella Yala, and I'm making it up. You heard the people yourself. Why would you keep somebody that walked the street of Monrovia? Why would you send them to Bella Yala? And these are the kinds of stuff, the history we have behind us as we celebrate the Independent Day of Liberia today. These are the kinds of stuff we have, used to have. I'm only doing these things so that when I come to you and ask you for us to work together and build this nation, so you will understand, because some of you were just born not too long ago. You have no clue what Bella Yala is. You have no clue what Southtown War is. You have none, except if you read. But how many of you would take time to actually do some serious research about Liberia? Except if it is something that you get trying to get a degree for, history. Other than that, you have no other cause to go and do research. I'll give you an example. And these things, some of us have been involved. But I'll throw this in there. There was a guy, he died now. They call him D.K. Wansley from Nima County. So I was in Canton when he came to visit us in Canton. And when he came, very quiet guy. I mean, he doesn't yell. He does. I mean, if you listen, you see, somebody sleeping. Very quiet guy, decent person. But here's the guy that he was being accused by the government of trying to foment a problem in Liberia. So I've never met him before, but at that time I myself have seen what politics can do to people's lives. So he and I, we walking because he came, and I wasn't doing much either. So we were walking one day, walking to the park. And I started asking, but why is it the people I always hear your name, DK Wansley? He said, my man, he said, Piggy, some of the people, they don't understand that what we're trying to do is not just for us. If a government is supposed to be for the people, and the government decide they're going to treat other people wrong, then somebody have to say something. You can't just be quiet because you're enjoying yourself. He told me, he said, right now I'm working in Lamco. I'm not suffering. He said, look at me, I pay my own way to come. But if I don't say something, then who's going to do it? He said most of the time when we open our mouth, the government just look at you and say, you talking and making sense, that means you got people behind you starting trouble. But it's not like that. Well, I couldn't understand exactly what he was saying those days. Okay? And that's how far I'm gonna stop on DK Wansley's issues. One of these days, as I said, I'm very deeply involved into Liberian history. I have been involved with most of the players of the Liberian history. So I'm not just some sly sitting behind the mic here just talking. Okay. So anyway, the point here is this: if we're going to work, look at the crowd today at that stadium. Why was it that the crowd was not as many as it's supposed to be? Because this is not about celebrating George Weah's birthday. This was celebrating Liberian birthday. Why was it that we didn't have many people today as we're supposed to? And there will be people right now that will come on my show and say, what are you talking about? Look at the other picture. Look at the other picture. That's not what I'm talking about, folks. The government of the Republic of Liberia must open their face, open their hand. And those who want to join, let them come in. But when you close your face, even if they want to join, the face is closed. This is an Independent Day celebration. I think the government of the Republic of Liberia under Dr. Weah should utilize this particular program and bring people along. Weaken the opposition. Don't strengthen the opposition. Because of those people that are around Dr. Weah that have nothing to offer, continue to call other people enemy of the state and what have you, watch from now until Monday. You'll see some people start putting video up. How the celebration was so grand. Other people that were talking protests, how they're useless, and they will start insulting people. Just watch and see. How then do you expect those people that you think these people that are criticizing, you think they're criticizing because they love to criticize? Look at the situation we're facing in Liberia. Every one of those people, they all used to suffer together. Was Jefferson Kochi rich before coming to government? Was Monuba Malu rich before coming to government? Most of the people were working, of course. They got money. I'm not saying they don't have money. But look what they have now. And the Liberian people's eyes are open. It's not like before. Tell me what farming products that are bringing money for Jefferson Kochi to get a kind of nice car he had. Tell me what farm products that Jefferson Kochi or Monuba Molu that are involved in getting extra income. They're not stupid. Every one of us used to be in the same room here suffering. 2-3 years down the line, you look at you and look at me. That's how this whole thing is about. And the government, if for some reason, is not able to contain the corrupt behavior. Yes, the other thing, some Dr. Kerr, and I believe I know this Dr. Kerr. I think I have a book of him here. One time when they have an all Liberian study conference in Akron, Ohio. Akron University is in Ohio. They have a conference. That conference was attended by Dr. Kerr, Dr. Sawyer. The only person that was not there at that time was Dr. Famler, but Dr. Tipote was there. In fact, I took pictures with most of them. Anyway, I don't know where my pictures are now. But anyhow, so I know this Dr. Kerr made a statement about the American Liberians. He said, look, the issue about corruption, it's not something that's just going to end overnight. The people that came as a free society or free slaves that came here and formed this country, they were not trained politicians. They were not trained economists. They never managed anything before. Out of a sudden, you're sitting there managing money, people's money. And what do you expect? People who have not had any kind of training. But then the question that I keep asking when I read that is, then what happened to the integrity of that individual? The fact that the person does not have the training in certain area doesn't mean that their integrity goes down the drain with it. That's not right. And these are the kinds of things people like Minister Toward them supposed to sit down. If I were president, I would make each of these people to continue to watch these videos. The way back video where people beating people. Let them watch them and see how our people have suffered. And yet today, when it's raining, you can't get anything. Nothing. I saw the video here the other day, and I'm going to be playing that here. And I felt bad for Minister Public Work. Yeah, he is on a Sunday, it rainy. I gotta play this video, folks. Samson told LIBERIA. I'll just play a little bit of it, and hopefully we can. I'm not gonna be here that long. We'll soon be closing. But let me play this video. Because this is very interesting. I came across this video on Public Work website, and the minister were there when they. Yeah. Now, I'm usually when I come up with these videos, then I try to make it a little bit better, so that people will know, what it's all about. But this one, I'll just leave it as it is. Let's just play it. Samson to LIBERIA Public. Now, this is this area they're trying to build and trying to pave the road. But look at the condition. I will not even make no comment, no engineering comment. I just want you to look at the condition. And I'm not going to play the whole video. I just want you to look at the conditions. Tell me if the condition is even suitable for people to work. Look at it.
Minister of Public Works right there, Minister of Public Works. It's around the Joba Market. And this work is being done by SSF. Right around the Joba Market. Right around the market.
I just played you a little video here. They have a roller. That machine you were looking over, they call it a roller. And the intent of a roller is to compact, make the soil compact to a point like clay or cement or something, so that it's how you build foundation. You saw the road also. They have the rocks. And as the roller roll over the rock is supposed to pulverize. Pulverize. Samson, please. The rock is supposed to break up. But what is the condition? Rainy. Why is it that the Liberian government continue to build roads in the rain? For what's the rush? And nobody can tell these people that this is not right. You can do construction work in the rain. And the type of construction work that most people would do in the rain is trying to build drainage. Because when it's raining, that's when you know where the water goes, because water can go uphill, that's for sure. But to come and prepare the road for paving, and you have potholes, and you're filling the pothole with rocks, and the pothole is filled with water. Where you think that water going? But I will do. These are the kinds of stuff that some of us find it difficult to believe. And Minister Mambutu is an engineer. And in fact, if you were to watch the video, the lady also, the assistant minister, she also an engineer. So one of these days, I'm hoping that I will have the opportunity to have some kind of meeting with these people. Ask this question: why are you working in the rain? When most road business, most road construction deal with dirt, and water don't mix. It turned to mud. You can't work with mud. You try to dry the mud so that it will be stable. When you're building road, you want stability. How are you going to get stability with that kind of stuff? Folks, this is Samson to LeBron Paparito. Like I said, I'm not going to be here long tonight. It's Friday evening. But I'm preparing all of us. I'm going to be doing this as I did Formula trial, Dr. Henry Formula Senior trial here one day. I did this a long time ago. I'm going to do this same thing with this inquiry commission because it's very interesting. And I know people are going to get upset. So why are you bringing these things back? But my people, if we don't know where we're coming from, how will we know where we're going? I didn't make these things. I didn't cause these problems. The history. I came across it. I'm reading it. Why are people going to get upset with me? Okay? The commission found that large portion of the contract labor shipped to Fenian Port and French Gabon from southern country or counties of Liberia. They're from Maryland, Sino, and the rest of it. There's another video here that I'm going to show. This is the video. It was done back in late 20s, 1921, 1920, 22. I mean early 2021, 22. But it was by the crew settler in Monrovia. My people, we have to open our eyes. We can't just continue to work the way because these are things our brothers and sisters don't know, and they attack each other every day, knowing fully well that our past, as certain Liberians, our past come from the same path. We walk the same road. Now we get here. Now we're fighting each other. Instead of embracing the diversity that we have among us and work together, we're using the diversity to divide us more. And this is not how we're supposed to work, because you're not going to build anything in our country like that. You will build it. But here's the other interesting thing that you have to think about. If the people you're building these things for, if they feel less important, you think they will take care of it? Because most of these things, the infrastructure that you build, they require maintenance. And the government program don't set money aside to maintain these things. They just build it, do the dedication, that's it. When was the last time you heard Doe community have a maintenance crew go over to maintain the road? They're done. The government build it, government go, and president, we are going to open the market called revenue, that's it. The community is supposed to take care of it. And this is why I'm saying that only through unity we will be able to understand these things. Because if we love each other and we're working together, we will have the clear understanding who's responsible to go after Dr. Weah when certain thing is done, to say the president is done. His job is done. Don't expect the government to do. You now going to have to maintain this. You now going to do X, Y, and Z. Nobody talking to them. Every day we hear facts and fiction. And every time I see facts and fiction, I say, the sun too high in Sacramento. I want my head to hurt today. When was the last time you heard on those of you that are on Facebook, where the Minister of Information, where certain group will go back to the community after Dr. We are finished doing delegation and go back to the community? Just the market building that was recently opened in District 10. You know, yeah, by again. The government there are certain area that the government is forced to have for maintaining crews. In fact, what do? They sub that contract out. Most likely to Lebanese to be a crew to maintain, like the airport. That airport will be clean. Because they sub the contract out. The government does not have a maintaining crews to do the work in there. That's another place that you can employ Liberians. And Liberians be in charge. These people must have their own maintenance crews, may be able to understand the building, how this building functions, how the pipes, the toilet pipes and what have you, how they're connected. Where they flush, when you flush the toilet, where's this water going? Where's the end result? These people must be able to be trained in this area, so that if you have any issue, the person will be able to work on it. But if the person have no clue, all he does is just sit down and come over, flush the toilet, and that's, you know, what the toilet and the water going next. That means he has no interest. If you build these things, wonderful, but let the people feel part of that process. Because every time people feel part of certain process, they will do all they can to maintain the process itself. None of us want to be failed. None of us want to be seen as a failure. The Doe community built the Doe community road the day here, and everybody was talking about it. When was the last time you now hear Doe community have a maintenance crew out there and they're showing video? I've not seen it. Maybe they're doing it, but I've not seen it. Even the new market building they put over there in District 10, those things must have people to follow up. And they must do it publicly, so that people that continue, those of us that continue to doubt Dr. Weah, we can see the kind of work that he's doing. What's wrong with it? But no, the people think the government will not survive. The government will survive. Y'all wait and see. The people think the country not going to go. We're going places. Y'all wait and see. Y'all see Dr. Weah, if he didn't doing this again, you know. Then when the time comes, we don't see nothing coming again. This is how people like the Front Page Africa, this is where they come, and then this is where they're very good at. Because Ronnie Shea gonna come back months from now, or even a year from now, and write something about the Doe community, and people will not like it. If those potholes, as I've been predicting over and over, if those potholes, because they build that road during the rainy season, if those potholes start showing up, Ronnie Shea and people in Liberia will write about it, and they're not going to like it. But if they try their best to maintain, you will find out quickly that this thing there will be potholes, but people will be ready for it. Here in the United States, forget United States, over there in Liberia, when I went to Liberia, you know, one of the things they used to do that was very, you do it here in Liberia, I mean here in the United States as well. But the people have the tools. They used to take concrete, you know, some pothole, they want to fill the pothole, and the pothole, most of the street in Liberia are rigid pavement. You got, most of the pavement in Liberia are all flexible pavement. You have rigid pavement, which is concrete, and then you have flexible pavement, which is asphalt. But what they used to do was to dig a pothole, dig a real nice hole, and then fill it in with concrete. Now you have a flexible, which is rubber, bouncing up and down, and now you put rigid pavement in it. There's separation already. Here in this country, they do the same thing sometimes. But what do? They make sure when they cut it around, they put sealants. It's like a liquid that seals the concrete, bind the concrete with the asphalt. And so it's very difficult for it to just buckle up like that. We don't have it. I was in Liberia, I saw what they were doing. In fact, one of the engineers that was asking me, do you think it's a good idea? When I was on the show, do you think it's, I said, no, it's not. Not that these things cannot be done, but we're not quite ready. This is Liberia's celebration today, celebrating July 26th. And in Monrovia right now, most of the people that left the stadium today are still walking, most of them. Most of them, they ain't reached the traffic. Some of them, when the big shot, then they come one, they're taking the wrong side of the road because they want to go home and go eat. What's about the poor man that got that in a taxi? He probably got to stay. Because we refuse to put the law and order in place in terms of road and the drivabilities of the road, who goes where and what have you. We don't follow rule in Liberia when it comes to driving. The brave survive. If you don't care about your car, then you get there first. Because if somebody will hit you or somebody will squeeze you somehow. Why are we doing that? We're behaving like bunch of you know who. And then we're going to go ahead and celebrate. And the celebration of today, look at the people that came from all over the world to show up for the celebration. It means Liberia is moving forward. But wait, till tomorrow, when these people leave, you start hearing people complaining again. The city stink, man. They have this one. I was looking. Yeah, my man, we got problem. They had a one facility that the people built. That facility is not even able to do the whole of Dupo Road. The dirt that comes from Dupo Road. If they really do some serious calculation, that facility they put up there is not capable of handling the whole of Dupo Road, let alone Monrovia. But they want to showcase, look what the city is doing. Look at this whole facility. This facility is here to handle all of the track. Are you sure? And look at this stuff. First thing, if you want to do these kinds of stuff, you show me the map. Landfill map. How did you come about it? What is the base? What happened to the drainage, the dirt, the stench, the water, the filthy water that coming out of that? Where are you putting it? That's in going seeping through the ground, going back into the drinking water. They don't think about all kind of things. No, that's not. I live way in Newcroton. The factory way over there in EW Road. What it's not gonna bother me? No, but people live in EW Road. And if you go to most of the landfill in this country, that's one of the things they do well. They make sure the drainage, because they want to make sure nothing leave that landfill that will go back into human consumption. In other words, going to the field. Those are kinds of stuff that people need to pay attention to. But one thing I noticed about Liberia, once we have something, we just showcase. Oh, look at me. Look, we even do that with dressing. Look what I'm wearing right now. And after that, that's it. And that's not how things supposed to be, my brothers and sisters. You have Liberians, young Liberians in the diaspora. I keep making this point. These people, they're building the United States. They're building England. They're all over. And they're doing good. The only reason why the company they're keeping it up because they're handsome. Of course, some of them are very handsome boys, young men, very handsome, young, beautiful young ladies. But that's not what the company keeping them. The company keeping them for what they have in their brain. They can produce. But you don't want to touch them now. First of all, you don't have money to pay them, because they're not your relatives. Therefore, you're not going to pay them $16,000. But I bet you, if you were to approach some of these people, come and do some landfill management for us, they will be willing to do that. They will take pay cut, because that's what we are, Liberians. That's our country. They will take pay cut to do that. But you don't want to talk to them. You want somebody you know. And the person you know can't do the work. But you decide to put the person there because you know the person. Are you able to fire that person? No. I'll give you an example. I have a friend in Liberia. He has a company. And he has another friend who also happened to be my friend. And they joined together, decide to work together. But the other friend, I tell the guy, my man, because the guy employed his brother to manage the affair of whatever they're doing. But the brother was, according to this guy, the brother is not doing much. So he wanted the brother to fire his brother. So the man said, well, are you serious? If I fire my brother, you know, the first thing you will do, you'll go to my mom. And my mom can't stop yelling and screaming. You will help me? That is the problem. Of course, that's a private entity. But we're talking Liberian government. We behave like that. We bring people in that we know, even if they can't do the job. And they continue to mess things up. The thing is, in this country, you know how to call it? Kick the can down the road. Somebody else will come and fix it later. Why? And you expect us to move forward. We will not go anywhere. Because people are not ready to look at somebody. Say, okay, look, my man, I'm going to employ you. You wrote down here in your CV, you can do X, Y, and Z. If you don't produce, I'm going to let you go. Let me let you know right now. Yes, sir. Agreement. The person produce, my man, see you. I'm bringing somebody else in. Leave the people that you know to be your advisors and things like that. Gatekeeper, let's call it. But if you take them, put them into a lucrative position because they're going to be making money and stashing money away for you and what, those are not things that you can do. Ask Mabutu Sese Sekou how many money he stashed away in a place here. And I watched the video one day when they were getting ready to get rid of him. He drove, he was riding a rare car. He drove all the way to his village. And then he stood in front of his house. And his building is way on top of the hill. And he was looking down the valley. Standing there holding the king with his hand behind his back. You know what was going through his mind? Hey, my people. If I know. Why you want to put yourself to if I know? Folks, this is Samson Toll, LIBERIA Public Radio. I'm gonna tell you good night because we came on late, so we thought we'd do this here a little bit. But it's been a wonderful, wonderful show. Like I said, I'm just giving you a taste of what I'm going to be talking about. And once again, to all Liberians, happy 26, my 26 on your my people. Y'all try and send me 26. I don't know how you can send 26. 26, send me 26. How you can send 26 cents or $26 or 26,000? $26 million. I would take 26 million. I would take 26 million. But anyway, my 26 on you, my people. Samson told LIBERIA Public. It's been a wonderful, wonderful evening, folks. Like I said, we're not going to be here that long. It's Friday, and before I go, we're gearing ourselves up for the Boston District Convention. Under the leadership of J.J. Dennis. We're going to be going over there in Iowa, and it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful thing. And the funny thing about Boston District, I gotta run my mouth. The young people in Boston District, they can't wait to take over this district. They put their music out there, and the music, the way the men were singing the music, you can't make it your move from there. Let the young people take it. I will laugh at them when we get to Iowa. What do you mean the people working there say, hey, you can't make it your move, let the young people take it. It's how you gonna do it? Oh my goodness. Samson told LIBERIA, folks, it's been a wonderful, wonderful evening. Let me just play a little bit of music and then I will be Happy birthday to the Republic of Liberia and all of his people. We want to thank all of you. We hope that you enjoy your 26th. Yes, except, folks, we have to know where we're coming from. These are history time, and I'll continue to do that. I will go look for some more video and play more history video for you. You saw what happened in Bella Yala. You saw if you walk at night and your Nina, something else, you go into jail. Bella Yala, that is. We also want to take the time now to thank our own CEO, Mr. Francis Zianso, for organizing the program to help the brothers and sisters in Morocco. These young people that want to use their mind. They're not there to use their body, use the what's physical, mean they want to intellectually be engaged. We want to thank Mr. So and all of you who've been contributing. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Let's do what we can to help the brothers and sisters. They're not there to degrade us. They're trying to put Liberia on the map as well. Folks, I'm not taking call this evening. I will be doing that. Most likely, I will come back on again tomorrow, and that time I will really open up so we can have a conversation, history conversation. That is, I'm not a historian, but I play these things little by little so we can talk about it. Good night. It's been a wonderful, wonderful evening. Good night, folks.
Borusu kuona verio Oji besa yo Nukuro borusu kuona verio Angane meyo Oji borusu kuona verio Borusu kuona verio Angane mbei Duro tape makuria Mwapa ya seba Onana aya ma lokolo mwane Sikulo mwa ye kwezane Gripu ya mwere u Lokolo tolie borusu ku Suku ogere yo Ama ya lokolo kete swelo iti dono Angane mbeyo Kaliye borusu kuona verio Oji besa yo Lokuro borusu kuona verio Angane mbeyo Kaliye borusu kuona verio Angane mbeyo Lokuro borusu kuona verio Angane mbeyo Duro tape makuria Mwapa ya seba Onana aya ma lokolo mwane Sikulo mwa ye kwezane Gripu ya mwere u Lokolo tolie borusu ku Suku ogere